This is Yellow Jacket Insider. I'm Mark Womack with Cedarville Head men's basketball coach Pat Estep. Pat, 2 games to recap. You've had some time to think of that 1-point loss at Walsh, and I know you didn't feel like your team really brought their A game, but now that you've had a few days, give us a review.
Yeah, I still feel the same. You know, I felt like it wasn't that we just weren't sharp. You know, and I think you noticed that as you're watching the game. We were a little flat in the way we were playing. Didn't have a lot of energy with any of our guys, really. And they sensed that as well. You go back and you watch clips and you're watching things that you're just – it doesn't mean you win the game, but you don't want to approach the game against one of your biggest rivals and a game against Walsh, who's a very well-coached team. They're 15-3 at the time. You don't want to approach that game flat. And they knew that. They knew that they didn't play like they were capable of playing. And to walk out of there with a 1-point loss almost makes that tougher to handle.
Right. Now, that took you right to your next game against Rio Grande, another tough customer, and able to outlast them by 8.
Yeah, we knew that was going to be a tough game. They're more athletic than they have been in the past. They've got better size. They can score in different areas, probably more so than they have been able to the last couple years. So we knew that would be a hard-fought game. And they're physical, they defend. Ken's kids always play hard, and I was very happy with our guys. I honestly thought we played better. We defended better, especially in the second half, and than we did when we played Walsh. And we had some guys step up. You know, Brian Grant did not play very well at Walsh, and then he came out and played great against Rio Grande. So we had some guys really step up, and the benefit for us in that game was they kind of took our threes away from us in the Rio game. So we had to go to different things to score points, and we were able to do that. So as a coach, you're pleased with, you know, when a team takes what most people perceive as your strength away from you, and you can still win a game and be effective and efficient on the offensive end. That's very pleasing as a coach to look at and see happen, and that's what we were able to do last night.
I have to ask you more specifically, Pat, about Brian Grant. He's had, I think, 5 straight games of foul trouble. I don't remember these issues in the past.
With him, there haven't been, and I think it's a combination of things. I think early on he was getting in foul trouble defending guys that were facing him up, not true post players, and now he's a little bit rattled. You know, I think he's lost his confidence on the defensive end because he didn't have those issues last year. The other thing is we're relying on him a lot more this year. We'd like to get 25 to 30 minutes out of him instead of 18. So you didn't notice him last year because maybe we weren't relying as heavily on him throughout the year, although we did at the end. I just think it's a little bit of a confidence issue in the fact that he can defend, and he's got to be a little smarter. He's got to play position defense on guys, be where he needs to be, kind of ahead of the ball getting to his side so he's not in a bad position once the ball gets there. Most of the time with big guys, when they foul, they're typically out of position. It's not just a guy beats me off the dribble and I'm late. You know, it's I wasn't in position ahead of time, and that's what we're working the most on with him.
Next game, Alumni Weekend Saturday. Urbana will be here, busy day, alumni in, a lot of things going on. Your thoughts on the day?
I love the day because I love to see the guys that played here in the past, and some of them now, I've been here long enough, are guys that I got to coach instead of guys that I just knew from when I was a student here or before then. It is one of my favorite days, but I'll be honest, it's one of the most challenging days to be able to focus on what you have to do later on that evening. There for a while, we seemed like we had so many things going on that I didn't think about the game till like 45 minutes before the game started, and I don't think that was good for me or our players. So we backed off a little bit. We'll be here for the alumni game, get to see a lot of friends and guys I haven't seen for a while, and that's always fun. But we've got to make sure that, you know, once that alumni game's over, we can get our focus back on what we've got to do that night. But it'll be a great day, seeing all those guys that most of the time you only see them once a year now. Some of them you see a little more than that. We're going to be able to honor Marv Troyer in our basketball suite that morning and his family, who are very close to both programs. So it'll be a special day that I'm really looking forward to. And then finally having the coaches here. The heritage that's going to be here coaching-wise is really phenomenal. I think Sherman Bowser and Coach Callan and Coach Slagle and Coach Reap are all going to be there. I'm looking forward to getting my picture taken with all those guys. So.
It'll be a great day.
Yeah.
Pat, then give us finally a quick word on your next game, a rare 6 o'clock home game, Grand Valley State, a big name in Division II athletics.
Yeah, for sure. You know, I think when you look at all sports trophies, they've got a ton of them. That will be a good test for our guys. You know, it's another one of those. Hey, you want to be relevant in Division II, you got to go through these programs, and we've tried to do that in this year's schedule, and this is a part of that. It's an early start just so they can get home in a reasonable time, or somewhat reasonable, but that'll be a big game. Hopefully we have a good crowd for that, because I think it's going to be a fun game to watch. It's going to be a high level of play, so we're looking forward to that game. It'll be a challenge, you know, coming off of Alumni Weekend and all that entails, to make sure we're ready to go for that game.
That's the latest on Yellow Jacket basketball. I'm Mark Womack. Thanks for watching Yellow Jacket Insider.